Do you believe in monsters now?
Let's pick up from the start. So the super heavyweight division.
Yeah, the super heavyweight division is a really unique place, right? Like, you need the top end to be able to stop the match. And nowadays in professional arm wrestling, we're talking about a big human being that knows how to arm wrestle in the super heavyweights, right? Like,
and don't get credit for it.
right. Yeah. So
everybody thinks it's just brute force and ignorance. No.
No. So you're dealing with a 300-pound athlete, normally, super heavyweights, that, applies his life to bending his wrist in and not getting turned over. So that's the first thing, is you just have to be able to stop that. But any match that's close in a super match format, I think like work capacity is massive. Mm-hmm. It's massive. And I don't have matches so much where I'm smashing it down the other way. So it's going to be work capacity that wins me matches in the super heavyweight division.
Now then, let's walk through some scenarios. Now, you come out of last night and you're blowing, you're sucking your jeans up your own asshole, you can't breathe. Yeah. That's Dave Chaffee on the other side of the table.
Yeah.
Not the case, because Dave,
right.
and I love Dave. Dave's a great dude, but he is what he is, and he's a drag car.
Probably.
He's 100 yards of pure, horrible, chaotic strength.
Right.
But if it stops and he's drawn into a dogfight, he's not going to be lasting 2 minutes and then doing wind sprints up and down the friggin'.
It's true. So really, you have to tailor your stuff to your opponent. It's just, I just got done pulling Michael, so all these thoughts are just right in my head for how to deal with Michael. And if I face Michael again,
you've got to focus on him.
Work capacity.
Yeah.
You cannot. Michael's top end is not his scariest weapon, which is work capacity.
Yeah, a lot of people get advantages on Mike early. There's arm wrestlers not in your caliber in terms of the package deal get Michael in a good spot.
Yes.
And we talked about it with Matt Mask a little bit, but in a different way. It's like that moment of elation when you do a bungee jump and then you get 3 feet into the jump and realise you forgot to tie the fucking rope.
Yeah.
And you think to yourself, shit, and suddenly it's a wall.
Exactly.
Michael Todd, to give you some insight on that, we caught up with Mike earlier today. I was at breakfast with Mike, and he said to me, my plan was, I've never bought into this theory that Devon was this superhuman endurance athlete, and I believed that I could make him tired. And he said, even if he is that guy, he's forgotten how to be that guy. He said, if I'm learning to speak French and I don't speak French every day, I'll soon forget it. He wanted to put you into a situation where you were blowing, where you were oxygen deficient, and then see how you reacted and what your autopilot would be.
Michael Todd holds a bigger place in my heart today, because he did do all that stuff. He did expose a weakness in me, and his plan was exactly right. The thought that anything or anybody is unbreakable, sometimes the best way to go after somebody is to attack their presumed strength. And I use that word presumed, it's a very important part. Reputation can win so many matches in arm wrestling. If somebody has this, presumed nature of endurance, people will never, go even with them, and they won't do that attrition thing. So they'll pull them in a way that kind of gives them the nod. And what Michael did is he didn't give me that nod, at a time when so many people have. So yeah, that was really good.
Here's one for you as well. I think the fact that you've been on the climb, but Michael felt like he'd been pulling a higher level of competition in some respects. I was walking through the venue with Mike last night after the match, and obviously he's walking on air, and he made a comment. He said, look, last time I pulled Devon, he said, I think in my mind I was pulling the #1 arm wrestler in the world. And he said, and Devon actually taught me something the other night. He told me that he's really climbing. He's still, you believe that you are the very best in the world and you've got the capability to beat anyone in the world. And just for the record, I actually believe that myself. I think you do, sitting here right now. But he said, I don't fear him the same. I don't have that respect because I'm not sure he is the number one in the world right now.
Right.
And I've been pulling at that level for the last 2 years. And he said, and I've won and I've come up short, but I've never been run over.
Right.
I think the elite super heavyweights have advanced in the 5 years that Devon has been a heavyweight.